welcome everybody to our podcast called Performing Gender Through Speech. In our episode today, we have masculine, feminine, or just human. I'm Mayra Romero, Kimberly Olivas, Paula Duran, and Sofia Moreno.
In contemporary media, many artists challenge traditional expectations about how men and women are supposed to speak.
The first topic about using all linguistic resources to represent who we are. Who wants to start this discussion?
I would like to start.
Okay, Kimberly, go ahead.
So, so I've been into music lately, and there is this artist called Chappell Roan, and I think she's a really good example about gender and language performative because she is a lesbian, and she uses this extravagant outfit for her concerts, and there is this stereotype from LGBTQ community that you have to be extravagant and you have to act certain way, and she is also really honest. She's really open-minded, and that's something that I also relate to LGBTQ community. Uh, and also the way that she speaks in her songs is about women, of course. And when she acts, she uses this microphone with a wig, a long wig, so you can know that she's talking about a woman, even if she's not specific using pronouns. So yeah, I think she really uses all these aspects to communicate to her audience who she is and how she is. Because she, as I said, she's open-minded and her outfits really mean that. So yes.
Yeah, thank you, Kimberly. I think you're so right about all the examples that you provide, right? Okay, so I think Chappell Ron is a perfect figure to represent all these aspects, right, that we have seen in this investigation. So now we are going to discuss about the topic about language does not always relate to gender. And I would like to start with this one, giving you like some examples. The other day I was watching a video about The Voice, and like they are it's like a hide things like uncover, so they don't see this person while this person is singing, right? So the judges, they assume that the person was a woman, yes, because the voice sounds so like high pitch, so they thought that the person was a woman just because of that. Okay, so do you have examples about this, about the traditional theories that propose that we have some rules about male and female speech styles?
I want to talk about that topic.
Mm-hmm. Go
Well,
ahead.
this is related to the well, first of all, as you said, there are some theories and also studies. For example, the Lakoff study that mentioned about the dominance. It's related with that and how women, in this case, or men, has to act or is expected to act in some cases. For example, mentioned that in women, she like exaggerate courtesy, use like soft tone or voice or express some ideas or the intonation or nodding like a way of affirmation of something. So that is the study like, but actually there are some artists who breaks this stereotype. For example, I could say that Rihanna has some aspects or some characteristics. For example, she uses a strong humor, sarcasm, and directness. Also, she has like that high dominance and broad self-expression. And also Adele, I think she is really like she speaks loudly and also laughs strongly, interrupts with confidence, is very assertive. Related with lack of, it's not that common that women act in that way. It's more like for men. But in this case, this artist broke that rule or that stereotype. And also with Harry Styles, that is an example of a man because he uses that soft tone, is gentle, and also he express emotions. And it's normal that a man express that kind of emotions. So yes, and also is empathic. Sophie, you want to mention something?
Yeah, also talking about famous artists, I also say think that Zendaya often uses very assertive and directive communication in interviews, but sometimes she can change that language when she's with around friends, and sometimes and also like people usually associate her with like more like a manly aura. So yeah, like that's exactly what you were saying as well. So I think Zendaya is also a really good example.
And now I have another example, and maybe we can start with the topic that behavior and style. There is this TikToker. Well, I don't know if it's a TikToker, an artist, or what, but Jojo Siwa, she used to dress up feminine and sing really cutie songs. But now and then, years later, she came out as a lesbian, and her whole identity changed. And she like no longer follow the ultra feminine image that someone expect from her because she changed her clothing, her speech, her posture, and her presence even shifted to be more masculine, to be more loud. And she started performing a queer identity really openly and really loud. And as Butler says, that gender can be performance, but it can also be performative. And I believe she took the narrative of being a queer woman and wanted to express it really loudly in all the things that she do. Now she is dating a man, but I don't think it's none anyone's business to be questioning her identity or her sexuality. I think it's part of just sexuality fluid.
So I want to add to this that also a good example would be Ariana Grande. We've seen Ariana Grande through different phases, and like it depends of what she's putting out. Like if it's an album, or for example, right now with the Wicked movie, right now she has like a personality, like a very bubbly personality, very feminine, very like yeah, like her character Glinda. But like we've seen her as well, like in the album of Dangerous Woman. She acted completely different as she is acting right now, and it's also, as Kim said, like it can be like a something of performative. She acts depending of what she's putting out. She wants to create that personality to the people that want to see, for example, the movie or her albums and all that stuff. So she often changes how she portrays herself.
Okay, I would like to add something like is related with this about behavior and style about perform your identity, and also to going back to the previous topic about traditional theories that we have for male and female. I have an example about a TV show about a character who is gay. They were acting, so they were not trying to act in a play. So this character, he's so like stereotype character, like soft voice. He's so like delicate and those things. So he was trying to act as a male role in a play. So he was for that play he was interpreting the role of Romeo, about Romeo and Juliet. So he was trying to portray that identity as a like all the things that represents a male role. But as their friends know him, they were just laughing at his performance because they didn't thought that he was, yes, he didn't think that he was capable of doing that because he's categorized in a certain role, like being more female than male. So that was the thing that happened, that they use these stereotypes to judge his performance.
I think it's really interesting. I want to add something, and it's related to this topic, and also behavior and style, and also included indexicality. That it's an example more of how people act depending on the setting, like on the environment, and also the intention that they have, right? What we want to convey, like depending on who we are talking to. So an example I wanted to include here in this space is like Lisa from Blackpink. For example, in the interviews, she uses a lot of soft voice, soft giggles, or she tries to speak like politely or also more formal, but it's so different when she wants to convey some or express herself through the music, because her rap lines convey another message. She uses a lot of different expressions, like more dominance, because she used bad words and these kind of things. So the speech change. However, those aspects are part of her identity, and it's part also of the social meaning.
I would like to start with this one. I have an example about there's an artist, a singer who is from Brazil. So this artist is his image is more like being a drag queen artist. So I saw an interview that he is not being like, he's not in that identity of being a drag queen, because he's just like his real name Danielle or something. So he's acting, like the more related with the stereotypes that we have as a man. So that's how he was doing their performance. Okay, so he's always using these wigs and those things and these body language shaping, his identity according to the public expectations to represent, all the identity and culture of being a drag queen. But when he is in interviews, he is portraying another different identity. Sophia, what would you like to add?
So as you said, like drags, like they have their own personality in drag and then outside of drag. But also another artist that he didn't did drag, but he used a lot of things that were considered feminine or of being part of the LGBT community was Prince, and he was often using like well, he was more like a masculine portray, but he used makeup, he used heels and all the stuff, and he also his voice was like was a little soft, also mixed with a little bit of confident, but off stage he spoke very calm, low, and almost like a mysterious tone. So he was really different on outside of the concerts when in concert because it was like his portrayal of Prince and who like making an image out of it. And this wasn't because he wasn't being a fixed gender. He was performing different versions of it depending of the context. And as I said, like if on a concert or outside a concert, like his voice and gestures and style all shifted on and off. And that's what the performativity means. The gender isn't something that we are, it's something that we continuously do.
So Kim,
To wrap it up, everything, language, identity, gender, and also to add empowerment, I think a good example would be Lady Gaga. Her early career, she uses a lot of things about gender, masculine suits, androgynous outfits, and an exaggerate feminine. So some people project rumors about her gender, and these rumors were rooted in stereotypes that what a real woman looks or behaves like. Because also in that times, pop music was a hit, and our representative was Britney Spears, Madonna, all these women that were really feminine and sings about love to men. People start questioning her gender. They create this rumor that she had a penis and a vagina. So she uses all these rumors to take the control of her narrative and to empowerment not just her, but also her dignity and everything, her career. So she responded with confidence to interviews and humor, and she refused to confirm or apologize for her appearance.
I think it's an excellent example. So the conclusion here is that by examining these artists, we can better understand that generated communication is fluid, diverse, and shaped by choices rather than biological categories.
We hope you like it and stay tuned for more about it.